Previously, on the Andrea Studios YouTube channel.
With that said, I bet for sure they won't screw this movie legacy up.
Hello?
Who are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm anxiety. Where can I put my stuff?
Michael Theodore Mouse, you son of a...
Sorry, I did it again. My bad.
Yup, that's right, folks. Just when we thought Inside Out was safe in the annals of animated greatness, here comes the sequel to stir up a whole new whirlwind of emotions. And with anxiety moving in, it looks like we're in for another emotional roller coaster. So buckle up, because our journey for Riley's mind isn't over yet. Stay tuned for the Inside Out 2 review, where we'll see if Pixar can once again hit us right in the feels, or if anxiety is here to throw a wrench in the works.
Wait, I thought this was the SMG4 YouTube channel.
Exactly what Mario just said. Now, can we please get back onto the video?
Sure, as long as this fat Italian stops interrupting the whole sequence. Okay, I take that back. Let's just start the video already.
Sure thing.
Henri, where's your phone?
Oh la la, my phone? Where is my phone? Seriously? This is not happening. No, 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 no!
Hey y'all, Hendrix here. Why do I feel anxious all of a sudden? So, remember when I made my honest review on Inside Out a while ago? Well, turns out that Disney called in the big guns and decided to make a sequel out of it. Just like any other sequel that could be in existence. With Riley finally hitting puberty, it was more than reassured that more emotions would be joining headquarters and make one hell of a show to make Riley's life all the more unstable.
Piece of cake. We got this, right?
Well, not quite, because it turns out big changes have been made. Bill Hader and the creator of the icky cartoon Velma, Ben DeKaling, are no longer part of the cast, so Tony Hale and Liz Lapira had to take their places. Kensington Tallman now voices our little girl Riley. Kelsey Mann was announced as one of the directors of the sequel, and now I fear that Disney's future is on a tightrope right now. Hell, even my friend Mark said so.
No!
The addition of new emotions like anxiety, ennui, envy, and embarrassment brings a whole new level of complexity to Riley's emotional journey. Each new character adds their own unique flavor to the mix, making the ride even more unpredictable and exciting than the last one. So, buckle up as we dive into Inside Out 2, exploring the new dynamics at play, the fresh faces in the cast, and whether the sequel can live up to the emotional masterpiece that was the original. Will Disney manage to pull it off? Or will it be an emotional roller coaster gone off the rails? Let's find out. Now, if you guys have kept track of time, at the time of Inside Out's release, we had 5 emotions: joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. On June 13th, 2024, 5 new emotions would be joining the crew and give more than one lesson within Riley's mind. First up is anxiety, voiced by Maya Hawke. I've had my own battles with anxiety, and now seeing her as a human-like emotion just really scares the fuck out of me. Anxiety is always overwhelmed, overly prepared, and nervous about all possible outcomes. She's constantly on edge, anticipating the worst-case scenarios and making sure Riley is ready for anything, even if it means overthinking and stressing about everything. Next up is ennui.
On what?
Voiced by, oh boy, French names. Adela Exarchopoulos? Sorry for butchering your name wrong. You know what? I'm gonna call you Adela Wee Wee.
No.
Cold, stoic, dead in the eyes, and glued to her phone all day. She represents Riley's boredom and monotony. Ennui doesn't care about what's happening around her, much like Tambry from Gravity Falls. By the way, this emotion has a clever name. Ennui is a French word that signifies boredom. Likewise, the word ennuyeux means boring. It's pretty fitting since her voice actress is French. And as a matter of fact, she not only voiced her emotion in the US version of the movie, but also in the French version of the movie. Wow, that's quite intelligent, Disney. Our third emotion is envy, voiced by Ayo Edebiri. Honestly, I love her voice, and she should be hired for Disney more often. This small emotion always wants what everyone else has, which might sound pretty greedy to you. Envy constantly compares Riley to others, making her feel inadequate or less than. This is another clever emotion because when you feel envious, you see yourself as smaller or inferior compared to others. Don't let that turn into jealousy, however, or you might go a downward spiral into self-pity. Trust me, I've done that multiple times. This big guy here is embarrassment, voiced by Paul Walter Hauser. Rocking the hoodie that can hide everything but his big nose, he speaks only in grunts and whines, indicating that anything can become a bad, if not cringy, experience if not handled correctly. What I like about this emotion is his size. I mean, come on, he's so big. When you feel embarrassed, it's like you're occupying too much space, no matter how small you want to become. The guilt and shyness that it brings are so big, you can't contain them, even in the largest box possible. Finally, we have nostalgia, voiced by June Squibb. And honestly, I love her voice, and I don't know if she will be later useful in some later installments. Being the oldest of the bunch, she's got quite the memory, always reminiscing about the good old days and believing the past was better than the present. Her character brings a sense of warmth and wistfulness, reminding Riley of cherished memories and the bittersweet nature of looking back. These new emotions add even more complexity to Riley's mind, offering fresh perspectives and challenges. Each one brings a unique aspect of human experience, enriching the narrative and providing valuable lessons about growing up and dealing with life's ups and downs. With these new tools in her emotional arsenal, Riley, now 13, is seemingly better equipped to handle whatever comes her way. But honestly, I have my doubts. Can these new emotions truly help? Or will they just add to the chaos? Only the story will tell. Speaking of, this has spoilers, so skip the timestamp in the pinned comment if you don't want your experience to be ruined. After all, Riley's a teenager now. What could possibly go wrong? I might regret saying that later. Alright, so what's the story about? Well, considering she's now 13, this takes place 1 year after the events of Inside Out 1. So you might want to see the Inside Out 1 review I made before tackling this one down, which I'll link in the description below and up. With that said, let's get started. It all starts with our main 5 emotions helping Riley to win a hockey match. As we're in a break or punishment of some sort, Joy tells us what has been happening these days before the match, revealing that Riley is officially a teenager and that the emotions now have possession of a new artifact, the sense of self, which is created by beliefs, strings with sentences that are formed via memory orbs of any kind. On that note, Friendship Island just became larger, whereas Family Island just became smaller. Oh boy. However, time was running out as we go back to the match, which ended with the San Francisco Foghorns winning the match. Soon enough, Bree, Grace, and Riley are invited to a hockey camp. Yay! Joy, wanting to protect Riley from her mistakes, created a protection system that can dump any bad memories to the back of her mind. One night, however, as Riley went to sleep, the puberty alarm finally went out. This created a chain reaction where the mine workers had to not only remodel headquarters, but also update the console for the new emotions, which are coming late. The new console was quite unstable for the main 5, as any button, regardless of the emotion using it, would make a harsh reaction. As the 3 girls were taken to the hockey camp with the help of Riley's parents, Riley finds out that Bree and Grace were transferred to another school, which made her so sad. Man, I feel so bad for her. It just saddens me to see her friends leave her after so much time together. And good thing Sadness was there to recognize that. As Riley is finally in the camp, she found Valentina Ortiz, aka Val, the leader of the Firehawks. Her reaction was so weird, which led to the arrival of the frustrating 4. Anxiety, envy, ennui, and embarrassment. Nostalgia also made it to headquarters, but Anxiety cut her off. During their training, Anxiety had a very good plan that might make Riley a better person. The first step, as it couldn't be obvious, is to create a new sense of self by disconnecting and throwing the already existing one. Little does she know, that's gonna fuck her later on. The second step, as things couldn't be even more obvious, is to bottle up the main 5 all the way to the vault, where all of Riley's deepest secrets are stored. Well, you couldn't be any more stupid, Anxiety. You pathetic moron. Oh, you know what? Why am I calling you moron? You're an idiot. While the main 5 are on the vault, they meet a bunch of secrets. Bloofy and Pouchy, who remind me of Mickey and Toodles by the way, Lance Slashblade, Riley's video gamey crush, and the Deep Dark Secret, who hides Riley's deepest secret, which I might say at the end of this video. On that note, I honestly am in love with Lance here. His design is so good. But he's a close second to my lovely Rudy Doodle. Come on. I said it once, and I'm going to say it again. I am so in love with this blue hunk. Where was I? Right. No time for love here. I have a story to command here. Thanks to Pouchy's dynamite and Lance's worst move in this moveset, the main five escape the vault and traverse their way throughout the stream of consciousness, with Sadness brought secretly into headquarters to sneak in Anxiety's plan of making a new Riley. Their way is cut short, however, as while Riley is hanging out with the Firehawks, Ennui makes sarcastic remarks of Riley's favorite band, which consequently created a sarcasm, where whatever you say on one end turns into sarcasm on the other end. Now, I want to go into a little tangent here and give a lesson here. Irony and sarcasm are not the same. Irony is when something happens that is the opposite of what you will expect. For example, if someone says, "What a beautiful day," when it's actually raining heavily, that's irony. Sarcasm, on the other hand, is using irony to mock or convey contempt. It often involves saying the opposite of what you mean in a scornful or bitter tone. For instance, saying, "Oh, great job," when someone makes a mistake. So long story short, irony is about a contrast between expectations and reality, while sarcasm adds a layer of scorn or mockery to that contrast. You might know a handful of people that actually know this difference. Moving on, the main five take the long way by going through long-term memory and imagination land, where they found out Mount Crushmore and the Pillow Fortress. And here comes the crazy revelation and Anxiety's third step of her plan. She abuses a lot of mind workers who make a lot of negative outcomes, using Riley's imagination against her. Okay, now you are so out of line, Anxiety! Luckily, the main five destroyed his negativity with positive outcomes, with Joy being the one who brought it up, freeing the mind workers in the process. With the mind police on their back, they rushed to the Future Careers Parade and grabbed the Supreme Court judge balloon. Anxiety then remembers they've seen a red notebook, and Sadness had an idea. Steal Ennui's phone and make her feel sad. Honestly, the reaction that Ennui made with everything here is just pure gold. She's like, "Oh la la, my phone? Where's my phone? Seriously? This cannot be happening. No, 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 no!" I honestly love this scene. It's like, if I lose my phone, I'd go apeshit within this. Man, do I so relate to this character. Upon knowing that Riley's not ready, Anxiety creates a brainstorm, making the main five's right all the rother. The final day is set in, and Anxiety had everything planned. Or so she thought. The new sense of self is finally created. I'm not good enough? That sounds overly hypocritical. And here's the sugar and the cream, Anxiety. You did this all to yourself. Oh, you're such an idiot, Anxiety. You never saw that coming, did ya? Nah, but seriously, Anxiety, if I wanted to hurt you right here and now,
I would have done so already.
the main five then get an idea and unleash all the bad memories so that a new sense of self gets created in the process, which acknowledges all of her flaws and mistakes. Honestly, the way they said, "Oh, Pouchy," kind of reminds me of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, you know? It just has everybody saying, "Oh, Toodles," and they get a Muscatool right from the get-go. Honestly, that's another golden scene right there. Anxiety, knowing things are going awful, she enters a panic state, creating an emotional tornado, or in bitter terms, a panic attack. All the emotions try to remove the anxious sense of self, which leads to Joy reminding her that she can't control who Riley can be. Joy, knowing the old sense of self isn't enough, she removes it and lets the new sense of self grow. With a hug from all the emotions, Riley finally calms down and vents to her friends all that's happened. With a fresher state of mind, Riley now has all the tools needed to be a better person. Furthermore, Anxiety now has a vibrating chair to calm herself down. With that said, all the panic has finally been dimenticato. That's Italian for forgotten, by the way. Oh, and as a matter of fact, embarrassment can talk? You're telling me right from this moment of the movie that embarrassment can't talk? And everything he's done so far is because of his low self-esteem? Okay. I mean, I don't see why not, but come on. At the very least, they should let embarrassment speak more often. At the end of the day, it's okay to make mistakes. Learn from your choices, and accept every messy yet beautiful part of yourself. But keep anxiety bottled up. It's for the better of everyone.
What do you know about yourself?
Apparently more than you idiot! Hendrix out. To be ultimately fair and to set the record straight, Inside Out 2 is great, but not superior to its predecessor. The flaws it has are too minimal, but I can deal with that. The new emotions felt like they made their own fair share of participation, and the different art styles that were used here sort of remind me of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in its way to mix live action, 2D, and 3D all in one movie. The only one emotion that I believe didn't make too much impact in the movie is nostalgia. I mean, why is she there, and why is she appearing only twice in the whole film? What's weirder is that she was played only for laughs, and we don't even know what role will she have. But we might see that in a later installment if Pete Doctor just so happens to have any plans for that. I think there are 3 messages rather than just one in this movie, which I'll number one by one. Number 1. Every emotion is good in moderation. Anxiety tried to help create a better Riley, but it ended up making a worse Riley, leading to memories rooted in self-doubt, peer pressure, and perfectionism. Now, to say that anxiety wanted a perfect Riley would say too much about her, which is one of the reasons why I disliked her as I was watching the film. The movie highlights that every emotion, including anxiety, has a role to play, but should be balanced with others to maintain emotional health. Number 2. Don't let peer pressure win over you. Val and the Firehawks are a great team, but Bria and Grace were there for Riley for much longer. Anxiety, being the control freak, wanted to make new friends and ditch the old ones, which led Riley to dump both Bria and Grace. This could have drastically damaged Friendship Island, if not destroyed it completely, like in the first movie. This movie shows the importance of staying true to long-lasting relationships and not succumbing to the pressure of always fitting in with new groups. And last but not least, number 3, focus on the present. This is the lesson anxiety should have learned a long time ago. We can't control everything, but we can control a few things, one of them being the present. The future is uncertain, sure, but what's the point of planning for the future if we can't focus on the present? As Garnet from Steven Universe wisely said in the episode Future Vision,
there are millions of possibilities for the future, but it's up to you to choose which becomes reality.
The movie emphasizes the importance of living in the moment and not being overwhelmed by future possibilities. Every messy yet beautiful part of this movie is what makes it so wonderful, and to not watch it either on theaters or on Disney Plus should be considered a crime on its own. Overall, Inside Out 2 brings some new yet interesting elements to the table. While it got a massive amount of money at the box office, it falls a tiny bit short of its predecessor when it comes to the narrative. However, with such a big stake put within the movie's development, the messages it conveys are valuable and relevant, making this movie a worthy sequel despite its minor shortcomings. As a matter of fact, here's another tangent I want to put in here. I want to announce that from here on out, the future of Indie Studios may seem uncertain, but we're determined to explore new avenues and create content that resonates with audiences of all kinds. Currently, I'll be diving deep into the world of Friday Night Funkin' mods, with upcoming releases like Funky with the Casa Grandes version 4 and Versus Polskaball, aka Versus Poland Balls. These mods will definitely be exciting projects that will allow me to blend creativity with newfound musical experiences, and I am thrilled by the positive feedback I'll receive in them. However, looking back at how I acted and behaved with those around me, I feel like this is the proper time to say that I deeply apologize for being so harsh with all of you. Mari, Logan, Hardy, all my fans out there, I hereby give you my most sincere apologies for whatever I've done to you. My anxiety drove me to ways that were definitely unhealthy in hindsight, and now that I've seen where it did get me, I severely regret making all those harsh choices. These announcements mark a moment of transition for the channel, but it's far from the end. We've dedicated a lot to maintain the spirit of fun and creativity has defined Ender Studios as a whole, and we can't wait to share our upcoming projects with all of you. In short, this is the end of the channel, for now, but not the end of the fun. Stay tuned for more updates and surprises as we navigate this exciting journey together. Goodbye for now, and thank you for taking this journey with us. Oh hey there! You really made it to the end of the video. Congratulations! So I guess now it's a proper time to talk about the deep dark secret and what's Riley's deepest secret. So you might as well want to, put your ear close to your speakers or something. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Perfect. Now, don't tell this to anybody, but she burned a hole in the rug. And that's her secret. Don't tell anybody.
You fool.
Sorry, what?
What have you done? Do you even know her at all? I'm gonna tell everybody!
No, wait! Me and my big mouth. This is why all of my secrets get exposed every now and then. I never keep my mouth shut. Anyway, I guess that's not gonna haunt me for the rest of my life, right? Right?